Hi, boys and girls. I sure wish we were sitting on the story rug at CMS Library, but since we can't do that, I'm happy to join you from my house to your house. Today, I wanted to share a story called How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. But before we start our story, I want to ask you a question. Do you ever look out your window at night and see the stars in the sky? Do you ever wish that you could touch one of those stars? What if you wanted to catch one of those stars? How do you think you would catch one of those stars? Today we're going to read a story about a little boy who loves stars, and he wants to have a star for his very, very own. So let's start How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. Oliver Jeffers is the author of our story, which means he wrote the words, and he also did the pictures, so he is the illustrator too. Let's see what this little boy's ideas are. Once there was a boy, and the boy loved stars very much. Every night the boy watched the stars from his window and wished that he had one of his very own. Here he is looking out his window. He dreamed of how this star would be his friend. They would play hide and go seek and take long walks together. Look where he is. It looks like this little boy lives near the ocean just like we do. The boy decided he would try to catch one. He thought that getting up early in the morning would be best, because then the star would be tired from being up in the sky all night. Do you think morning time is the best time to find a star? The next day, he set out at sunrise. But he could not see a star anywhere, so he sat down and waited for one to appear. He waited, and he waited. And then he ate some lunch. And waited again. And after dinner, he waited some more. Finally, just before the sun was about to go away, he saw a star. See it up there in the sky. Now he's smiling. The boy tried to jump up and grab it, but he could not jump high enough. So very carefully, he climbed to the top of the tallest tree he could find, but the star was still way out of reach. He thought he might lasso the star with a life preserver from his father's boat. A lasso is a very long rope, and at the end of the rope you tie a knot so that it makes a circle. And he almost looks like that would be a good idea to catch that star. But the life preserver was much too heavy for him to carry. If only he could fly up in a spaceship and just grab the star. But the only spaceship he owned was one made of paper, and it didn't fly very well. Perhaps he could get a seagull to help him fly up into the sky to reach his star. There's the star up there. But the only seagull he could find didn't want to help. If you go to the beach, you know what a seagull looks like. We see lots of seagulls. Maybe one of the seagulls even tried to take some food out of your hand. The boy worried that he would never catch a star. But just then, he noticed something floating in the water. It was the prettiest star he had ever seen, just a baby star. It must have fallen from the sky. Do you think that the star fell from the sky into the water? He tried to fish it out with his very own hands. But when the boy reached out to touch the star, it just rippled through his fingers. There it is. Now the boy was sad, but in his heart, the wish just wouldn't give up. Slowly, he began walking home. And that's when he saw it, washed up on the bright golden sand. Look at the star. See how happy he is now? The boy had caught a star of his very own. Where do you think that star came from? Do you think it came out of the sky? Maybe. But look how happy he is because his wish came true. Oliver Jeffers writes a lot of fun stories, and if you want to look him up on YouTube, you can see some of his other books that he's written. Thanks so much for listening today, and be sure to tune in again, and I'll make sure that I choose another story for us to share. In the meantime, have a nice day, enjoy all the extra time you have with your family, and keep washing your hands.